Hello everyone, welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase. My name is Troy. This here is Billy and we are Palantines because I'm recording this video on Valentine's Day. I have been waiting months, and I mean months, to do this video. We are going to discuss who is ELYSIAN. Huge spoiler warning for the ending of Stellarlune, but essentially the cliffhanger introduces a new character with special abilities, and we don't even know if they're an elf. It is such a game changer for the Lost Cities. ELYSIAN is going to be the key for Stellarlune, and that's what I want to dive into in this video. I posted a community post asking for your theories so I could discuss them in this video, so thank you so much for commenting. But without further ado, let's just jump into this video. Please do be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. Let's get into it. I want to quickly start out with my personal theory before I get into the comments. Let me read a little passage for you and then I'll discuss. The projection of Orlai looked ready to slap him. I have never rushed through an assignment. Oh really? So you didn't declare Lady Phaena dead within 2 days of her disappearance without finding a body, and then find yourself conveniently free to work one-on-one with Councillor Emery on something else? Wow, the real Orlai whispered. I had no idea he once thought that little of me. Her projection looked just as offended. I don't owe you any explanation for any of my decisions, but if you'd seen how devastated her family was and how badly they needed closure, perhaps you'd understand why I felt the need for urgency. Especially if you'd also looked at the abundance of evidence I found suggesting that she fell from a cliff. My swift decision allowed her husband to arrange a planting in the Wanderling Woods so everyone could start grieving and healing. Lady Phaena is ELYSIAN. One of the only things we know is the gender of ELYSIAN because it says she said, so we know that it can be a woman. We also know that the figure is in a gray cloak, and the tone or the voice of this character is very dark and melodic. Not too much to go off of, but I do think it does tie to Lady Phaena because Lady Phaena's body was never found. I wonder if Lady Phaena ran away and somehow discovered this secret that she has been hiding from the elves for so long. That's personally my theory. I just am wondering why Shannon would put such a trivial little detail into this book without explaining it. But now I'm going to look in the comments of the community post and see what you guys have to say about this subject as well. Alrighty, let's start with Layla. I think that maybe ELYSIAN could be like the first elf or the supreme being. Like all of the elves' abilities stemmed from ELYSIAN's abilities and powers. Maybe the council hit her because of how powerful she is, or maybe they stole her power and locked her up, which is why no one ever knew much about her. ELYSIAN could also be the supreme being to all of the creatures because they don't specify whether or not she's an elf. Great points. I think that the theory that ELYSIAN is the first elf ever is such a fascinating theory, and I've seen it quite a couple times on our channel. ELYSIAN being the origin point of all these powers and abilities would be so interesting to explore, and I personally think it would be amazing plot twist. Also, yes, ELYSIAN could not be an elf. I really have strong hopes that ELYSIAN might be a human, and we can tie the story back into the human and elf relationship because I know that's such an integral part of Nightfall, for example. Great theory. So building off of that, Rosie Rain says she is something powerful, so she might be a hybrid of an elf and a human. She could also be the reason elves have some of the things they have. Wouldn't this be so interesting? Sophie connecting with ELYSIAN, both being a hybrid of human and elvish ways. And I wonder if Sophie is some sort of hybrid as well, because we do know one of her parents, but we don't know the other, and I really do think Sophie herself might have a human father. Another theory I really like is by Becky, and it says, so you know how in most books the title is related to something in the story? The title is the Keeper of the Lost Cities, and if you read the acknowledgements at the back of Stellarlune, Shannon said that she had been leading up to this point of the story for a very long time, and she has never fully explained the title, so I think ELYSIAN is the Keeper of the Lost Cities. What an amazing theory. I love it so much. I absolutely agree, and that the titles have so much to do with the content in the books. Stellarlune was the perfect title for this book, but we never figured out what Keeper of the Lost Cities means, and now we may know, and I think that's awesome that you mentioned that. In the acknowledgements, she has been building up for this for a while, and I wonder if Shannon's original plan intended for ELYSIAN. That would be crazy if Shannon has been planning this moment since the beginning, but it seems like she has. has. So this is really interesting, and I do think ELYSIAN has to do with the origin of elves, or like the relationship between humans and elves. There's just so much to dig into here, but I really think you're hitting at something here. Another theory that I really like is from Maple Shadow Gacha. She's probably a force so evil that she'll end up forcing the Neverseen and Black Swan to work together to defeat her, or something like that. Oh, I love this conversation. We don't know if ELYSIAN's gonna be on Sophie's side, or she's gonna be on Gisella's side, or neither. I would find it super interesting if the two sides kind of teamed up on ELYSIAN, but for some reason in my gut, I feel like ELYSIAN is good, and I think this might be the chance where Sophie can learn something so integral about herself or her power to defeat the evil in the Lost Cities. I'm just so interested because there's so many cracks in the Lost Cities. ELYSIAN might be the way to kind of glue those cracks together or fix it. I really don't know if ELYSIAN is good or bad or not, and I'm scared, but hopefully she's good. Kenan says that she's basically the source of the elves' power, and I know that their powers come from different elements such as the sun and the moon, but I wonder if she's something along those lines, such as the connection between the elves and the sources. And then Emma's library replies with, "It does say in the book, 'My name is ELYSIAN,' she said, 'and I'm the power source you are all here looking for.'" I feel like we overlooked that quote in the book a lot because ELYSIAN is a power source. We don't know if she is even human or elf or anything like that. This does relate a lot to powers and abilities, and I think we need to focus in on that when we're creating these theories. ELYSIAN definitely has something to do with Keith, as Keith is getting these new abilities and these new powers. ELYSIAN is the power source. I wonder if Lady Gisela knows who ELYSIAN is. I wonder if Lady Gisela used her to somehow implement the powers in Keith. There's so much stuff going through my brain right now, but I thought this was a really interesting comment. Another comment that I think builds off this idea is from MM. What if when ELYSIAN was born, she was born on a day when all the sources aligned and she got the special ability to turn off everyone else's abilities and couldn't figure out how to control herself, so she ran away in the unknown forest where no one can find her. I think you're definitely onto something here. I don't know about the running away in the forest, if that's super realistic to me. What if ELYSIAN was born on a day where all the stars and the moon cycles were aligned in the most powerful combo, and so ELYSIAN has all these powers that she cannot control? And I think I want to tie this back into my original theory about Lady Fëanor. What if Lady Fëanor was so overwhelmed by all of her powers and they kind of just surge on this one day where all of these charts are aligning? What if Lady Fëanor ran away because of all this overwhelming power and she now just kind of lives in secret? There's two more theories I wanted to talk about, and that would be ELYSIAN being either Jolie or Tinker. Both of them are super mysterious, and I feel like we haven't really gotten to the end of both of their narratives. I feel like there's a little bit more with Jolie, for example. There's a little bit more with Tinker that we could unveil through ELYSIAN. I don't know if Shannon said she's not going to bring Jolie back or not, but Tinker underneath her mask could be ELYSIAN, who knows? But I think that's going to wrap it up for me today. I do hope you enjoyed this KotLC Book 10 theories. I still can't believe Stellarlune is a thing and that we're predicting for Book 10 now. If you did enjoy this video, please do be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe down below for more content. Comment your theories down below if you had any new insights from watching this video. What is your favorite theory from this video? Who do you think ELYSIAN is? Let me know down below and I'll heart your comment and reply. Check out some of our other content. Me and Billy are signing off though for today. We love you so much, and we will see you soon. Have an amazing week. Love you. Bye.